Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at some new Stellar Pokemon that were revealed, as well as some other cards that were not officially revealed, but they were teased, so we can kind of like speculate on what they were going to do. So, as posted way back in March, Japan is getting two pre-constructed decks on August 30th, featuring Stellar Sylveon and Stellar Ceruledge. Both decks have now been revealed in a new commercial, and they will retail for a lot of money 1,800 yen. So, yeah, quite a bit. But the commercial also teases two new ACE SPEC cards, a Tower Orb Trainer card, and a new Charcadet Eevee Vulpix, therefore a new Ninetales, a new Ho-Oh, a Snorlax, and a Zoomerl line. And yeah, these cards are too small to read, apparently, but we can have a closer look. I know this image is very blurry because it's just a screenshot from a fast moving commercial, of course, but what we can deduce from this is that Eevee has an ability. Like you see that tiny little red bar there. So Eevee does have an ability, which has me optimistic that maybe this is a return to energy evolution Eevee. And I didn't cover this, but there is actually confirmation that there will be stellar versions, I think, of all the evolutions in a special set next December or something daft. So it kind of makes sense for them to reprint a really good Eevee. So yeah, I do think this will be a very good card. Now, the Terra Orb itself is a bit more like, I wonder what they'll do for this. My best guess is that this will be one of two things. It'll either be a tool card, which can help pay for like the absurd energy cost on stellar Pokemon, or like maybe make them a bit more tankier, like have them reduce damage taken to them or something. Or it will be an item that will allow you to find a stellar Terra Pokemon from your deck, or a Terra Pokemon. And how I think they would classify stellar Pokemon, because it just the stellar Pokemon are basically just Terra Pokemon. Like they've not got a separate name, even though they have a very different characteristic and their weird energy costs. How I think they could do it is maybe something like search your deck for a Pokemon EX, which has an attack cost involving two or more different basic energy, basically. That's how I could see them doing it, really. But that's the Tower Orb. It's very much open to speculation right now. The only other two cards that we can really speculate on, because Ho-Ho is, it's way too blurry, Snorlax is too blurry, Mimikyu is a reprint, is we do have one of these ACE specs is this kind of like wheelchair thing, but with six wheels. So I'm kind of assuming, and just based on the fact that text is really small, I think this is some sort of like retreat cost thing involving like switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. Now, what else will this card do? We have no idea, but it could be something like switch it with your bench and then heal 50 damage from it, or heal 50 damage from both Pokemon. I don't know. It could even be like a Floatstone situation where it just gives something free retreat, which would also be a thing that they could do. But to be honest, I don't see them doing Floatstone as an ace spec. I mean, they could, right? But be a bit boring, right? Just a wee bit boring for an ace spec. But yeah, they could do that. But yeah, I do think because it's wheels, it's a wheelchair. I do think this will be to do with retreat cost. But the other A spec has me really, really concerned because it's a hammer. It's a very blurry image, but you can kind of make out the line and then the kind of like enhanced hammer shape. So my best guess is if they're releasing these in the decks, like these two decks, what I imagine is this enhanced hammer style card will probably be something like discard two bit special energy, or maybe two different energy types from your opponent's Pokemon as their way of like countering special energy, or like countering the new Terra Pokemon that have weird energy costs. So that might be what that does, is it discards two different energy. But yeah, those are my predictions at least. But we can also, actually, it's worth mentioning before we move on that these cards will be revealed very soon. So, we'll keep an eye out for them being revealed officially. But yeah, we do have Sylveon and Armourouge to take a look at here. Sylveon isn't super great, but it's not like completely unplayable either. Magical Charm does 160 for a Psychic Double Colorless, and during your opponent's next turn, attacks from the defending Pokemon do 100 less. But your opponent can, of course, switch out or evolve or, do anything like that, which is a wee bit annoying, and 160 isn't a ton of damage. But, you can use stuff like Xatu, I think, is probably your best way of charging this up. And then the second attack for a Water Lightning Psychic, I think that is. Yeah, Water Lightning Psychic. Angelite, which is a great name for attack, choose 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon and shuffle them back into your opponent's deck. However, if you use Angelite during the last turn, this attack fails and it costs 3 different energy, but that's an extremely annoying effect for an attack to have, like extremely, extremely annoying. You can see this being pretty good with like some kind of Lost Zone engine to power it up very quickly and just surprise your opponent basically. It'd be really fun actually to play, like a couple of EVs in a Lost Zone deck and then have a bunch of different just, evolution EXs to call back from for different attacks. That'd be very, very fun actually. But yeah, it seems pretty decent overall as a card, just nothing too groundbreaking. Then we have Ceruledge EX, which has 2 pretty good attacks, I would say. Abyssal Flames does 13 and 20 more of each basic energy in your discard pile, which is not terrible actually, because you have stuff like Rapidash to potentially discard a load of energy, and you also have like Magma Basin to reattach it if you really wanted to. But then that would also like reduce your damage output. So someone in the comments in this comment section very kindly pointed out you would need like 15 basic energy in the discard pile just to do like 330. So yeah, it's a bit of a steep hill to climb, but could definitely see some potential with Abyssal Flames. And then Amethyst Rage for a fire. Is that psychic? Yeah, fire psychic. I guess because he's like a fire ghost type. Fire psychic metal. Amethyst Rage does 280 and discard all energy from this Pokemon. So quite expensive again. It's definitely more of a Lost Gate Mirage thing as opposed to anything else really. Unless they print some busted energy acceleration that's not Crispin. So yeah, I mean, it does have synergy with the baby Armourouge that can move energy from your bench to active because you're already running the Charcadets. So that's really cool. It does also have a bit of synergy with Armourouge X, so that's quite fun. Could definitely make a deck out of it. So very cool to see. But yeah, Abyssal Flames is definitely the attack I'm most interested in just because of, Rapidash. So yeah, could be quite fun. And then Sylveon seems extremely annoying to play against. But yeah, I think the most interesting takeaways are for sure like, what do these cards do, right? The ACE SPECs, I think they'll make them pretty good. And then the Terra Orb might be some kind of weird Pokemon search. But yeah, I do think the more I think about it, I think the hammer will remove 2 different basic energy. But again, speculation until we actually know what they do. And this might actually just be Floatstone. It would be so boring if it was. But Also, wait, what is this? Is that a Noctowl or something? I don't remember. What did they say that was? I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think down below. But yeah, thank you for watching.